Africa, and thank you for joining us on African Free Press Television. My name is Bridget Okudili with the news updates. The Minister of State for Aviation, Senator Hadi Sirika, has directed an immediate investigation into the use of ladder by Aero Contractors Airlines to disembark passengers on its chartered flight to the Bauchi Airport last Saturday. The Deputy Director, Press and Public Affairs of the Aviation Ministry, Mr. James O'Dowdu, stated that several reports received by the Aviation Minister have indicated the airline used a ladder to disembark passengers from a Boeing 737 aircraft at the Bauchi Airport on Saturday, December 19, 2015. Mr. O'Dowdu stated the act is inconsistent with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations and International Civil Aviation Organization standards and recommendation practices. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has announced that it has revoked the operational licenses of 84 capital market operators. This was contained in a statement issued by the Commission on Saturday in Lagos State. It stated that the CMO's account had remained inactive in spite of the Commission's earlier notice to them to rectify their account. According to the statement, the Commission is empowered under Section 30, subsection 1 and 2 of the Investment and Securities Act 2007 to revoke inactive operational licenses of any capital market operator. The statement listed the affected firms to include IQ Venture Capital Fund Managers Limited, Private Equity Fund Manager, Albon Investment Limited, Broker and Dealer, Amalgamated Capital Funds and Associated Investment Trust Limited. Others are Ventures and Trust Limited, Vilio Capital and Asset Management Limited, Visa Investment and Security Limited, Wistrade Capital and Asset Management Limited, and WT Securities Limited. They also include Easy Trade Concept Limited, Allianz Asset Management, EMI Capital Resources Limited, Enterprise Capital Management Limited, and Equinus Asset Management Limited. The statement said that SEC had directed the Nigerian Stock Exchange Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, Central Securities Clearing System, Investment Public and all capital market trade groups to desist from dealing with them. And meanwhile, high rates of inflation have led to an unyielding slide in the Naira exchange rate, with inflation persistently closer to 10%. All stacked incomes have lost over 40% of purchasing values since 2010. Thus, the laborers' 18,000 naira minimum wage may just be worth less than 10,800 naira today. The prevailing near double-digit inflation rates were compounded by over 25% naira devaluation this year. The naira has plummeted from 197 naira to 280 naira against the dollar at the parallel market, after the Central Bank of Nigeria supplied only $23 million to bureau de change operators, an amount that had $67 million short of the expected $90 million. In the same vein, the Central Bank of Nigeria is expected to shut the official foreign exchange window for the year by December 23rd and inject $90 million into the parallel market. President of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, Aminu Gwadabe, has also said the Apex Bank will meet this week's forex demands to avoid a repeat of last week's crisis. According to the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, the sum of 1.126 trillion naira is spent yearly on salaries and allowances of political office holders by the federal government, the 36 states and the 774 local government areas. The beneficiaries said to be numbering 17,774 include the President, Vice President, Senate President, the House of Representatives Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Ministers, Governors, Senators, members of the House of Representatives, judges, principal officers, and members of the State House of Assembly, commissioners and local government chairmen and their councillors. The Nigerian Labour Congress, Nigerian Bar Association, Trade Union Congress, Action Aid Nigeria, among others, has asked the federal government to reduce the cost of governance. Burundi's government has rejected the African Union's decision to deploy a 5,000-strong peacekeeping force to curb ongoing violence in the troubled country, saying it will prevent foreign troops from entering their borders. The African Union's Peace and Security Council agreed last Friday night to deploy an African Prevention and Protection Mission for an initial period of 6 months, primarily to protect civilians after months of political violence following the disputed re-election of President Pierre Nkurunziza in July. The Kingdom of Jordan has commenced deportation of hundreds of Sudanese asylum seekers despite warnings by the United Nations Refugee Agency that they could face danger and persecution in their troubled homeland. Jordanian security forces have initially rounded up about 800 Sudanese refugees with the intention of deporting them. Jordanian troops tore down their makeshift tent camp in the capital Amman and detained them at a holding bay near the country's international airport. The deportations have epitomized dilemmas faced by many Europeans, Mid-East and African countries that have faced a refugee influx in recent years. Meanwhile, California State University professor Brian Levine says hate attacks and crimes targeting Muslims, their mosques, and businesses have tripled this year, and the bulk of the attacks have occurred in recent weeks. Professor Levine discovered that there have been 38 anti-Muslim attacks in the U.S. since the deadly November 13 terrorist attacks in Paris. Meanwhile, in sports, Samson Siasia has said he never discussed including Chelsea midfielder John Mikel Obi into Nigeria's 2016 Olympic football squad with anyone. Unconfirmed report has it that Mikel could be a shock inclusion to the squad with the players, as he was reported to have the intention to play at the Olympic for Nigeria. For more information, you can log on to our website at www.africanfreepress.com, like our Facebook page at African Free Press, follow us on Twitter at African Free Press. Don't forget to join in our discussions at African Free Press Forum and subscribe to our YouTube channel at African Free Press. My name is Bridget Okudili. Do have a good day.